Save the ice cream! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Korrupted Judge, and welcome back to Helltaker the Second Circle. Now, in the last date with Jadrada, if you guys haven't seen it already, a quick little recap. Jadrada pretty much took us on a giant mind trip. That's all I gotta tell you. Okay, so for this date, we're going to be going out with Azazel. If you guys remember from Azazel's last date, we went over to a museum with her. She got a little upset. We've managed to fix that all up. However, she made a statement to the museum owner or something that a vast majority of the exhibits and statues and art pieces were all fake. We ended up getting banned from that, and I want to see if there's a continuation of this. But that's it, guys. Let's get right into it. Let's go see what Azazel's up to. After your debacle at the museum, Azazel, wait, what? Big words! After your debacle at the museum, Azazel sequesters herself into her room for days on end. Oh no, not again. And if it weren't for communal meal times, you wouldn't see her at all. Although she seems relatively composed during breakfast and dinner, her attitude at all other times of the day, well, not entirely abnormal, concerns you. Museum was the perfect place for her to gather up all the information for her thesis in relatively short amount of times, after all. But now that she's been banned... Oh, yeah, we got completely banned. You worry that she's taking things all too well. Or she isn't taking things all too well. One day, you decide to check in with the curious angel. You knock on her door, unsure of what to expect. She's finally become Lore Master. The knocking's weird. Come in. But Azazel sounds just as chipper as ever. Hey, it's just me. Huzzah, Mr. Taker. Well, she didn't turn into Lore Master. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention. As you guys know, a couple episodes back, I mentioned that this game got like a little bit of an update, a few patches up. Azazel got a bunch of new redrawn sprites compared to what it was in the beginning from the last date we did with her. So if you see new sprites and everything like that, that's because of what it is. Just putting it out there. You came at the perfect time. I've just finished sorting through and organizing all of my notes from the museum. That was like weeks ago though. Well, in game time. So it took her that long and that many notes. You glance to the side and see 7 neat piles of notes stacked precariously atop Azazel's desk. Well, you gotta admire her organization. So that's what you've been doing up here all this time. Yep, thanks to our trip to the museum, I think I'll be able to shorten the time I think I'll be able to shorten the time it'll take me to finish my thesis by about a decade. So we cut about 10 years off of her 1,000-year thesis. A decade? That's a lot. Mm-hmm. ... Aren't you upset that we can't go back? A little. But that's okay. I'm just happy I was able to get what information I got. Thanks to you, I'll be able to finish my thesis 0.00001% quicker. Wait, is that enough? 0.00001%. Yeah. I knew it! It's gonna take more than it's gonna take more than a millennia. That's certainly good to hear. Oh no! So, what do you say we take a bit of a break to celebrate? That depends. What sort of break did you have in mind? A Kit Kat. Well, there's an ice cream cart in the park that I hear just expanded their selection to 16 flavors. What was their previous? I was thinking we could go there and maybe sample all of them. Sample, not purchase. People like that are scum. I hate when people go in, get a sample, and then just walk out. I hate it. Perhaps we can even think about it as research for your thesis. I'm sure you'll need a section on frozen treats sooner or later, right? Whoa! The new sprites have made her crazier. At your suggestion, Azazel's eyes become as wide as saucers. I love that little animation. That was beautiful. She hurriedly jots something down in her notebook before leaping to her feet. Oh man. The angel dashes for the door, grabbing you by the arm on her way out. Don't just sit there, Mr. Taker. There's research to be done. That's one of the things I like about Azazel. She's kind of outgoing. She she all but drags you down the stairs. You just barely manage to snag your keys off the hook by the front door as you are shoved outside. At your back, you catch the sound of someone shouting after you. What in the... Where are you off to in such a hurry? Ice cream! Ah. If they have a coffee flavor, you better bring me a scoop. Like respect. You turn to respond to find that the door is already slammed shut behind you. Looking ahead, you see that Azazel is already sitting in the passenger seat, her face pressed firmly against the window. Oh man, Azazel's cute at the and curious at the same time. She really is an innocent soul. Sighing, you hop behind the wheel. Soon the engine roars to life, and you set your sights for the park. Even though I'm pretty sure Azazel that Zadrada completely destroyed it. Every time I hear the music stop, I get so worried that something's gonna happen. At the very moment you pull in, Azazel hops out and draws her notebook from her belt like some sort of action hero. You then lead the way forward until you hear the ice cream cart You then lead the way forward until you hear the ice cream cart's soft jingle calling out to you. Ah, there we are. With Azazel bouncing at your heels, you approach the man in the cart. Lev? I thought you were Oh! He's talking to the ice cream dude. The old man sighs and looks at you with a weary expression hidden beneath his artificially cheerful customer service mask. I wish, my friend. Fortunately, my days are numbered. Oh? Hired my replacement not too long ago. She's an odd one for sure, but she'll do. In any case, what can I get you guys today? First two scoops are on me. Hang on, I want to put a couple things out there. Okay, so Lev, L-E-V, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Lev, live, live, I don't know. Seems he knows Taker and Taker knows him, or her, whatever works. And he's now hired a new assistant. Says that she's odd, but she'll do. And given there's only one other person we ever see have a sprite that gets a job, I'm going to put my money and say that Abby has once again secured another job, and that Abby is still probably a demon. Why are they doing this? Honestly, I have no idea. Oh man, I forgot about crazy Azazel. You glance back at Azazel. The angel returns your look with one of the wide-eyed You glance back at Azazel. The angel returns your look with one of wide-eyed anticipation. We'll take one of everything, Lev. Though the old man raises an eyebrow, he doesn't protest. Coming right up. With that, he begins scooping out dollops of ice cream into cones and handing it to you and Azazel. As you're watching a man doyle out ice cream, you feel a weight at your back. You can't shake the feeling that you're being spied upon, but when you turn around to look, you see nothing but an empty park. Okay, so whatever's watching us in the house from the Super State is still following us. So they're not, like, watching all the other girls, as far as I can tell. They're watching us specifically. We've ruled out that it's not the weird stranger lady that moves the coin through her fingers. It's not her. She seems to know who it is and hangs out with whoever it is, but it's not her. So this is still a mystery that's up in the air. ... It doesn't take long before your arms are filled with ice cream. Fortunately, Lev is kind enough to provide you with a solution to such a problem, in the form of a cardboard tray which holds all of your cones for you. True to his word, you get the first 2 scoops for free. Sadly, you have to pay for the other 14. Yep, that makes sense. Azazel's face has been here the entire time, and it's been scaring me. Also, hang on, what's that on her notebook? Bruh, that is Lucy's insignia. I know that's hers because she used to have that pin on her when she used to wear her suit. After coughing up the cash, you and Azazel scout out a nice bench where you can sit and sample all of the flavors. Okay, the scary Azazel's gone. I really like how they've done her necklace, even though it seems like her You guys know what I mean. Her things are pushing him up. Look, we may do Helltaker content here, but I try my best to be family friendly when I can, even though I am one of the biggest degenerates when it comes to Helltaker. As you are treating yourself to a hearty sample of mint chocolate chip, the sensation of being watched returns. This time, however, you turn to find the source and are startled to discover a familiar, stout little man standing directly behind you. What the hell? Ah! Scary Azazel! Kill the short person! Kill the gnome! You nearly drop your tray of ice creams as you leap from your seat. Azazel, who had been taking note of her ice cream's viscosity, follows your gaze, and upon discovering the source of the fright, screams as well. You! The man who's banned us! Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you. You ruined Azazel's day. It is the guardian of... Oh, it's the guardian of the Renaissance exhibit. I'm just imagining how she could have said that. Oh man, that's actually really good. Is my mic? Yeah, okay. He has come to exact his revenge! Oh my god, she's so cute and innocent. I just can't. Save the ice cream! Oh my god. I can't with this game. Oh man. Just as it looks like Azazel's going to flee, the man interjects. Please, I mean you no harm. What, you're gonna double band us? I only ask that you hear me out. Go away. You and Azazel exchange a hesitant glance, as you should. Alright. I've come to apologize for chasing you out of the museum the other day. Wait, so you sought us out? How did you find us? ... That is not important. Has this been the guy who's been watching us the whole time? And if that's the case, how is Stranger Lady associated with this man? More questions. I think it's pretty important. What is important is that you were right, miss. Ah, she was right. Everything was missing. If Azazel says it, it's true. I was? Yes. And so I was wrong to shout at you the way that I did. I should have shouted louder. But I implore you to understand my position in the matter. Yeah, I still understand. Like, it is your job and everything like that. We can't badmouth the museum, even though we don't like it. Oh, man, he's actually crying. Ew, old man crying. No. The claim you made was damning. Something like that can ruin a reputation in an instant. Oh. And with the museum struggling for funding as it is... ... I desperately wanted to brush off your accusations as baseless, but I just couldn't bring myself to ignore it. Your claim needled into my mind to such a degree that I found myself unable to sleep at night. And perhaps that is because I, too, had my doubts regarding the validity of some of those pieces. Quite a handful of them are so rare that I wonder how I ever managed to get my hands on them. Good, you stop crying, you wuss. But that is neither here nor there. What I am trying to say is that my curiosity got the better of me. And so I hired a forensic artist specialist to suss out the truth of the matter. I thought that hearing it from an expert would put my anxious mind at ease. However, much to my chagrin, she confirmed right away that the piece in question was a forgery. At this, the tearful man puts his face in his hands and begins to quietly sob. Ah, old people crying. It's not that I'm not sympathetic or anything like that. It's just that I hate seeing old people cry. I don't know what it is. Not in a bad way. It's that I feel bad for them. But in this case, this man yelled at Azazel, so I will not forgive him. I don't care. What am I to do now? Unsure of what to say, you look at Azazel. The angel frowns, but sits next to the man and begins to pat him on the back. Hey! Where's my button? No! Ah! I pushed the... Why? I feel like Taker always looks weird in these drawings, but at the same time, I like them. And Azazel looks amazing in this art style. I absolutely love this art piece. Now, where's that thing that I missed? Backlog. Okay. Azazel frowns, but sits next to the man and begins to pat him on the back. Azazel, would you like some ice cream? Azazel offers the man her cone, which is the vanilla cone, I'm guessing. Touched by the gesture, the curator smiles in spite of his tears and generously accepts the frozen treat. I don't really like ice cream, if I'm honest, so this isn't my style. Thank you. I wish there was more we could do. We could give him 2 scoops of ice cream. Actually, now that I think about it, look at all this ice cream. Hang on. I want to know. You guys can't see the mouse, but I'm using the mouse to help me count. It's supposed to be 16 flavors. Okay, so Azazel has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hang on a minute. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One of these cones is missing, and I know it wasn't Taker who ate it because he said he was sampling the mint chip, and the mint chip is right there. The one that's missing here in the hole, Azazel's holding in her hand, which is the vanilla. So one of these is missing. They got stiffed. They lost one scoop. If you'll permit me, there's a little more to this story. Ooh, lore? Lore? Y'all know I'm all about that Helltaker lore. There is? Indeed. After hearing from the forensic specialist, I grew suspicious. I was certain that I had the piece expected before approving it for the gallery. So I decided to dig out my old records, thinking that I might have missed something. But when I found a certification for that piece, it wasn't a forgery when you got it, was it? Precisely. I knew it! Somebody stole it! But who would steal the statue of David? I'm guessing that's what's in question, even though it's probably... Actually, isn't the statue of David in Greece? I have no idea. That is a conundrum. When I hear words like that, I know it's Azazel talking. But how can I not be mad at her? I can't be mad at her. Look at her. I love this. Why does she look so precious in this picture? It bothers me, and at the same time, I love it. Granted, Judgment is still my number 1, but I can't. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna turn this into like the Simping for Judgment video. Do you think someone could have stolen the original and replaced it with a fake? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've seen a museum heist. I do see a lot of movies. I've seen Night at the Museum. I have my suspicions, but no way to prove them correct. As I said before, the museum's funding is tremendous, tremulous at best. I'm ashamed to admit that I dug into the last of our budget just to hire that specialist to verify the fidelity, or lack thereof, rather, for just one piece. Though I believe that some of the other paintings may have been stolen as well, I am at the end of my rope. Without money, I cannot prove these beliefs to be correct. And I'm afraid that if I were to call the authorities, the news would paint me as a charlatan who deals in fakes. I cannot have that happen. So, you were wondering if we would help you figure out which of your pieces were fakes. Azazel to the rescue! ... Yes. Though you feel a certain amount of sympathy for the art curator plight, since the responsibility of soothing out forgeries falls upon Azazel's shoulders, the onus is on her to accept or deny the request. As such, you look at the angel to see what it is she plans to do. From the look of Azazel's eyes, you can tell that her heart aches for the man just as much as yours does. You gotta respect Azazel for having such a kind heart. How did an innocent angel like her ended up being like Lore Master? That's something that I want to know what happened within those 100 years between that. Before she can open her mouth to accept her request, however, the curator bursts into tears. Old people crying! Though his sobs, you can just barely make out his pleas. I have little that I can offer in return. Just pay us back. Actually, go buy us our missing ice cream, okay? We're missing a single scoop, and I know that is missing. We got stiffed, and by a guy that we know. And I wouldn't blame you for saying no after how I've treated you thus far. Unban us and buy us a new scoop of ice cream. Buy two because you ate one. But please, I beg of you to lend me your charity just this once, and I promise I will pay it in kind. In kind. Taken aback by the man's sorrow, Azazel looks at you for affirmation. With a nod, you agree, silently, to help the poor curator. Mr. Curator, please do not cry. We will help you. At once the sobbing stops and the man looks up at Azazel with a look of hope. Instantly stops sobbing. This man was not crying for real. Do you mean that? We do. No more crying, Curator. And there, he's smiling and Azazel's blinking. We won't be able to come today, but we will make time to be there soon. Hearing this, the Curator leaps to his feet and hurries to shake your hand. Though tears still glistening at the corners of his eyes, the radiance of his joy quickly dries them away. Any time will do, really. Just give me a call when you're on your way and I will shut down the exhibit for you both. Will do. I wish there was something I could do in return, but the only thing in my power is to offer is a first look at all the new exhibits before they are put onto the museum floor. Oh no, I bet you Scary Azazel's gonna come back in. Ah! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Of course Scary Azazel's happy about that. Typically, this is a privilege reserved for historians and researchers, but would that be something you're interested in? Do you not see the look in this angel's eyes? This is something that we're interested in. You glance over at the curator's shoulder. Azazel's eyes are gleaming with excitement. Yeah, I think we'd like that very much. I'm glad to hear it. I look forward to your call. Scary Azazel isn't real. Scary Azazel can't hurt me.
Scary Azazel.
And with that, the curator departs. As you watch him leave, you cannot help but notice a certain spring in his step. Turning back to Azazel, still awestruck by the opportunity that has fallen nearly into your laps, you let out a sigh. It's getting late. Shouldn't we be heading home too? Can we go to the museum tomorrow? No. Because tomorrow I have to go on a date with... Who's next on the list? Justice! I have to go on a date with Justice tomorrow. I'm sorry, so... Can we go to the museum tomorrow? We'll see. Before leaving the park, you stop at Levy's ice cream stand and pick up a scoop of coffee ice cream for Panda Monica. With renewed vigor, you and Azazel find yourself thrust into all new adventures. And as you look at the angel sitting next to you, it is difficult to imagine sharing in a particular adventure with anyone else. Well, guys, I gotta say, that was a bit more informative than I expected. So, I'm gonna guess the curator is not the one that's been watching us from our house. And if it is, then I don't know how this guy got our information. However, it seems everything is going well. And I actually did a little bit of a test early on, before I started recording, in regards to Lucy. And you are able to go into the Lucy date before doing all the other girls. However, we're gonna save her date for last, again. Which means we're going to do Justice date, then we're going to do Judgment, and then we're going to go to Lucy. Alright? And so next date, we're going to be going out with Justice. Odds are we're going back to the gym. And the new update is giving her new sprites, as you guys saw in the Zadrada date. Or not the Zadrada date. The Melina date. And she is even more buff now. They've also busted her up, if you know what I mean. And then... You know what? I'm not gonna start with Lucy, okay? I'm not gonna say nothing about Lucy. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But that's it, guys. I'm the Korrupted Judge, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around.